This is section 2.2, part A. We're looking at the domain and for a function. Okay, so a domain is a set of inputs, so a set of all possible inputs for correspondence or a function. Range is a set of all possible outputs for correspondence or function. A function is a correspondence such that for every member of the domain, so for every possible input, there's exactly one member of the range to which it corresponds. So if correspondence is a function, then everything in the domain only has one member of the range, one output possible for that correspondence, and then it becomes. Not all correspondences are functions. There are lots and lots and lots of correspondences that aren't functions. So let's look at some examples. So this first correspondence, we'll call it correspondence 1, and so correspondence 1, we've got, this is the domain and this is the range. Remember the definition of a function. Very important to remember. For each, it's a function is a correspondence such that for each member of the domain, there is exactly one member of the range. Super important to remember. Write this down. We've got it in the book, first page in section 2.2. Write it down, memorize it, remember it. So for each member of the domain, there needs to be exactly one member of the range. So for correspondence 1, we'll check, is this a function or not? So for 3, the input, part of the domain, corresponds to 16. That's its output. Only got one output. Okay, so that's good. For 17, we've got one output, 16. Okay, good. For number 9, that's an input. We've got 36 as the output. Great, only one output. 31, we've got 24, only one output. Great. And for 94, we've got 36, only one output. So what's important is that none of these inputs have two possible outputs. Each one has exactly one output. So yes, this is a function. Okay, so now this next correspondence, this is corresponding people to the places they like to eat in Depot Town. So Margaret, that's me. I like to eat at Maze, Sticks, and Sidetrack. So for me, you've got 3 outputs. Okay, so we already know this can't possibly be a function because for a correspondence to be a function, you need one possible output. So if I only liked eating at Maze and then each other person only liked eating at one place, we'd be set. But I like eating at 3 different places in Depot Town. So that's not a function. No, this is not a function. This takes, oh, I wrote it behind. This is not a function. So this takes a bit of getting used to. Make sure you memorize the definitions. Remember, the domain is the set of inputs, and the range is the set of outputs. One way I've seen this remembered is, I'll show you real quick. And this is just one way to memorize it. You don't need to remember it this way, but in the alphabet, D comes before R, so D for domain. Domain comes before range. So input comes before output. So the domain is the set of possible inputs. The range is the set of possible outputs. This one way to memorize it, you can remember it however you see fit as long as you remember it. Thanks for watching.